In this video, I'm going to set up a basic membership site with MemberPress. I've got a site I built on WordPress. It's a basic baking website stocked with some content. If I come up here to my site navigation, you can see I have a blog, a community forum, and here a drop-down item for content that will be accessible to site members only, meaning only people who've purchased one of my memberships, which I'll set up with MemberPress. It includes a recipes page, videos, and courses. The last link you see here is Account, which is a member's account page built in the MemberPress where they can view their account information, cancel and change their subscriptions, view their payments, and some other things. I'll go into the account page more later in the video. So for this site, I want my blog and forum to be free and accessible to all site visitors. For my members-only content, here's how I planned out my membership site. I want to offer 2 memberships people can buy, Basic and Pro, where my Pro membership will cost more. My recipes and videos will be accessible to both my Basic and Pro members, and my course will only be available to my Pro members. So I've already purchased and installed the MemberPress plugin, which you can see here. Now I'll set up my membership features. The first thing I'll do is set up some payment methods so people have a way to buy my memberships. So for my WordPress dashboard, I'll go to MemberPress here on the left sidebar, Settings, and the Payments tab. I'll click Add Payment Method, and in this dropdown, you'll see a list of payment gateways you can choose from. For my first payment method, I'll select Stripe and give it a name of Pay with Credit Card. Then I'll click Connect with Stripe. It'll redirect me to this page to select which one of my accounts in Stripe I want to use. I'm already logged into Stripe in my browser, but if you're not, it'll prompt you to log into Stripe. I'll follow the instructions to connect my Stripe account, and it'll automatically redirect me back to the Payments tab of the MemberPress settings. Then I see that Stripe's been connected. I'll click here to enable test mode for now, so I can do some test purchases later in the video. So again, I'll click Add Payment Method, and this time I'm going to select Offline Payment. This will let users pay me offline, usually with a mailed check. I'll name it Pay Offline, and check this here. Admin must manually complete transactions. This will make it so I have to manually grant access to members who pay offline, so I can wait until I receive and verify their check before letting them access their content, for example. I'll also check this Send Welcome option here, which will send a welcome email when a user signs up, since I have the Admin must manually complete transactions option enabled. This is useful so users don't have to wait until I complete their transaction before getting a welcome email confirming that they're signed up. Here in the description, you can add some instructions on how to pay, like, to pay, please send payment to some address. Thank you. Once I have my 2 payment methods set up, I'll click Update Options to save them. Next, I'll create my memberships. I'll go to MemberPress, Memberships, and click Add New. I'll name this first one Basic. I want this membership to cost $10 a month, and I'll include a 7-day free trial period. So, over here under Membership Options, I'll enter $10, set the billing type to Recurring, and select Monthly for the interval. I'll click to enable a trial period here, and enter 7 days for $0. I'll also have this set to Allow Only One Trial, so people can only use this trial period once. So, if someone cancels their subscription and tries to resubscribe, they can do it, but they won't be able to use the free trial again. Now I'll click Publish to save my first membership. Then I'll click Add New, and I'll name this one Pro. This one will cost $20, billing type will be Recurring, and Monthly. I'll give this one a 7-day free trial period too. Then I'll click Publish to save. Now that I have my 2 memberships set up, next I'll create rules to protect my recipes, videos, and courses, so only those who purchase my memberships can access them. First, I'll show you how the content is built on my site. So, I'll go to Pages here on the left sidebar. You can see I have a Videos page. I'll go to Edit the page, and you can see it lists each video I have available to watch. Now, any visitor to my site, whether they're a member or not, can access this page and see the list of videos. It's not until they click on an individual video link on this page that they'll be met with my unauthorized message, or gate, paywall, login page, however you want to describe it. And each of these individual videos has its own page. I'll go back to Pages, and if I go to edit a page for an individual video, you can see here I have the video embedded on my page, and over here you can see the parent page set to Videos. And this is the case with every page with a video on it. I'll be using this parent page to protect my videos with a rule. If I go back to Pages, you can see all my individual video pages are displayed as child pages of the Videos page. My recipes are similar, but I have them set up a bit differently to give you another example of how you can protect content. I have a recipes page which you can see here. And on this recipes page, similar to my videos, you can see a listing of all the recipes. And any site visitor can access the recipes page and see the listing. But I want to restrict access to non-members who click on each of these individual recipes, with the exception of these two free recipes here, which will be accessible to anyone. I set these two recipes up to be free to give a small preview of my recipes to entice site visitors to sign up to access more. Each of my individual recipes here are on a WordPress post. So if I go to Posts here in the left sidebar, you can see my recipe posts. In this column, Tags, you can see that for all my recipes, except my free ones, a tag is applied to them called Paid Recipe. If you don't see the Tags column, just go up to Screen Options here at the top and enable Tags. I'll click on a recipes post, and you can see here the Paid Recipe tag applied to it. I'll be using this tag to protect these recipes. I structured my recipes this way because in the future, I might want to add more free recipes, or I may want to add more membership levels, and I'll easily be able to add or remove tags to protect certain recipes, and it'll give me a lot of flexibility when growing my site. And finally, I'll go to MemberPress, Courses, and I can see the courses I have. I have a tag applied to each course called Pro Course. I'll use this tag to protect all these courses with a rule. I could just protect all courses, but again, in the future, I may want to add some free courses or some higher level courses with another membership tier, just as a few examples. So by adding tags to only the courses I choose, I have greater control over who can see what courses, as opposed to just protecting them all. So now I'll set up my rules. I'll go to MemberPress, Rules, and click Add New. First, I'll protect my recipes. Now remember, I don't want my recipes page itself that has a list of all my recipes to be protected, only the individual recipe posts. So here under Protected Content, I'll select All Content Tagged. And here I'll start typing the name of my tag, Paid Recipe, and select it here. And here under Access Conditions, I'll select who I want to be able to access this content. I'll select Membership and Basic. And click the plus sign icon and select Membership and Pro. So, only those with my Basic or Pro memberships will be able to see my individual recipes. I'll click Save Rule, then Add New. Now I want to protect my videos. For this rule, I'll select Child Pages of, and here I'll start typing the name of my parent page, Videos. And I'll select it. Then I'll select Membership here, Basic, and Membership Pro. Then I'll click Save Rule. And for my final rule, I'll click Add New. Then I'll select Courses with Course Tag. In here, I'll start typing Pro Course and select it. Then I'll select Membership and Pro and Save Rule. Now, if I go to MemberPress and Rules, I can see the three rules I just created. I can select any one and delete or edit them. Now that I have my membership set up and rules to protect my paid content, I'm going to create a group, which will let me create a pricing page so people can compare my memberships and buy one. So I'll go to MemberPress and Groups. Then I'll click Add New. I'll give it a name that describes the memberships that will be part of it. So in my case, I'll name it Basic and Pro. Then under Group Options, here under Memberships, I'll add my two memberships, Basic and Pro. Now, you'll see a number of options here that go beyond the scope of this video, so see our MemberPress knowledge base for a more in-depth look at the group options available to use. But I'll point out a few. Here, I'll check Upgrade Path, which will make it so my members can only be subscribed to one membership at a time, meaning someone won't be able to have both a Basic and a Pro membership at once. And I'll check Reset Billing Period, so if a user upgrades their subscription, their billing date is updated when they upgrade. Next, I'm going to select a default theme for my pricing table. Next to Pricing Page Theme here, you can see many styles to choose from. I'll select Clean. Then I'll click Publish to save my group. Now, you'll notice this link here was just created. This is the link site visitors can go to sign up for a membership. I'll open it in a new tab and see the pricing page that was just created. Not bad, but I want to make it look a little better. I want to add some text above the pricing table indicating that there's a 7-day free trial. And I want to get rid of this text here in each box and add a list of what members will get with each membership. You can modify what's in each box here per membership. But first, I'll go back into my group, and I want to add some text that will display above the pricing table. And I'll do that here in the text box. So I'll just add 7-day free trial, I'll then click Update to save this change. Now I'll go back to MemberPress, Memberships, and click my basic membership. Then under Membership Options, I'll click the Price Box tab. Here, I can customize what appears in the price box we just saw for the membership. To get rid of this text here in the box and replace it, next to Pricing Display, I'll select Custom. Then I'll enter $10. For the heading text, while it's not necessary, I'll add a brief description, great for beginners. In here, for benefits, I'll display what members will actually get with the membership. So I'll enter Recipes, click the plus sign icon, and enter Videos. And the rest of these options I'll just leave set as they are. Then I'll click Update to save this. Now I'll go back to Memberships and click to edit my Pro membership. I'll scroll down here to the Price Box tab and make the same changes. I'll set the pricing display to Custom and enter $20. Heading text will be Best for Dedicated Learners. And under Benefits, I'll add Everything in Basic. And I'll also add Baking Courses. One last thing I'll do here is check Highlighted. This will display the most popular text on the price box, which helps nudge people to purchase this option over my other. Then I'll click Update to save it. So now I'll go back to Groups, click my group, and open my registration page and see what it looks like. Next, I'm going to add a registration link on my navigation menu that links to this page so site visitors can easily purchase one of my memberships. To do this, I'll go to Appearance on the left sidebar and Menus. Here on the left, I'll see this item, Groups. If you don't see it, go to the top, click Screen Options, and make sure Groups is enabled. I'll expand the item and select my group, Basic and Pro, and click Add to Menu. I'll now see that it's been added to my menu. I'll expand it and change the navigation label to Sign Up. This is the link text that will appear on my navigation menu. Then I'll click Save Menu. Now, one other thing I want to add to my menu is a login and logout link, so members can easily log into my site and log out right on the top of the site with my navigation menu. To do this, I'm going to go to Plugins and Add New. Then I'll search for Login or Logout menu item. It's this plugin here. I'll click Install Now and Activate. Once that's done, I'll go back to Appearance and Menus. And now I see a new item added here on the left. I'll expand that and select the last option here, Login, Logout, which adds an item that will either display Login or Logout depending on if a user is logged in or not. Then I'll click Add to Menu. You could also change the navigation label here to something like Member Login, Logout if you wanted to, but I'm going to leave this set to Login, Logout. Now I'll click Save Menu. And one quick change. I'll go to MemberPress, Settings, and the Account tab. And here under Login, Logout, I'll check Use MemberPress Login Page URL. This will make it so my login link directs users to the login page for my site and not the page to log into WordPress. Then I'll click Update Options. Now, if I open my site in a new incognito window, or a browser where I'm not logged in as my site's admin, I could see the Sign Up and Login link added to the menu. I'll click Sign Up, and you can see it takes me to my pricing page. And if I click Login, it takes me to the login page. Since I'm here, I'm going to do a test to make sure my content's protected and that my registration works. First, I'll go into Members Only and click Recipes. You can see all my recipes listed here, and when I try to click on one, I'm met with my unauthorized message, letting me know that I don't have access to the page. MemberPress creates this unauthorized message for you by default, but you can customize it in the MemberPress settings. More on that later. I'll finish testing to make sure my content's protected. I'll click on another recipe and see my unauthorized message. And now I'll click on a free recipe and see that I have access to it. Now I'll go up to Members Only and click Videos. I can see a list of my videos, and when I try to go to one, I'll see my unauthorized message. And if I go to Members Only and Courses, I can see my list of courses, and you'll see by the lock image that they're protected. If I click on one, I'm met with my unauthorized message here too. Okay, so now that I know my content protection works for site visitors or non-members, I'm going to test my registration process and create a test account on my site. So I'll click Sign Up and click Sign Up under my basic membership. I'll enter some fake testing data. In here, you can see the 2 payment methods I set up at the beginning of the video. Click Sign Up. I'll enter a test credit card number for my payment. You can get a list of test credit card numbers to use on the Stripe support documentation. Before I complete the test registration, one note. You can make it so this registration and payment information process is combined all in one page to make it easier for members. To show you, I'll go back to my WordPress dashboard as my site admin. Go to MemberPress, Settings, and the Account tab. Then I'll select Enable Single Page Checkout and Enable Single Page Checkout Invoice. Then Update Options. Now I'll go back to my incognito window, and actually I'll cancel this sign up so that I can show you the single page registration. I'll go back to Sign Up, choose my basic membership, and now as I enter some fake testing data, you can see the payment options are listed below instead of on a second page. I'll enter a test credit card number, any expiration date in the future, any zip code, and click Sign Up. Then I see my thank you page letting me know that my registration went through. This thank you page is set up by MemberPress automatically, and you can customize it in the MemberPress settings, which I'll show you later. Now, not only did the registration process work, but you'll see that I'm also logged in now as my test user. So now I'll go to my recipes page and click a recipe that isn't free, and now I have access to it. I'll hop over to my videos page too, click on a video, and see that I can see it. Then I'll go to my courses page and try to access a course, and I'm still met with my unauthorized message since I don't have a Pro account as the test user. Now, I'll upgrade this test account to Pro to do one final test of my content protection. So, still logged in as my test user, I'll go to Members Only and Account. I added the MemberPress account page to my menu earlier when building my site, and the page is created by default when you install MemberPress. Here, your members will be able to view and change information about their account, cancel and change their subscriptions, and more. Again, I'm viewing this page as my test user, so this is what your members will see. If I go to the Subscriptions tab, you can see the current active subscription here. And if I go to the Payments tab, I won't see a payment listed here since the gateway used is credit card and it's a free trial. A payment will show up here though for your members once a real payment is made. Now, I'll show you what this looks like to you as the site admin in MemberPress. I'll minimize this incognito window and go back to my WordPress dashboard as the admin. And go to MemberPress, Subscriptions. And here, you can see the active subscription for the test user. And you can hover over it and click View Transactions to see payments for the subscription. Again, I don't have any since I signed up for a free trial with a test credit card, but I'd see them here once real payments are made. So, now that you've seen that, I'll go back into my incognito window logged in as my test user to show you what upgrading a subscription will look like to your members. Back in the Account page and the Subscriptions tab, I'll see that this test user has a basic membership. Here, I'll click Change Plan. This will display the Change Plan pop-up, where the user can choose which plan they want to upgrade or downgrade to. You can choose to override this Change Plan pop-up and direct users to your pricing page or another page on your group edit page if you want to, but this Change Plan pop-up provides this nice, clean, and simple view for members. So, as the test user, I'll select my Pro plan and click Select Plan. It'll redirect me to the Pro registration page. I'll fill in some test info and click Sign Up. I'm then directed to my thank you page again. So, to make sure this worked, I'll go back to the Account page, the Subscriptions tab, and see that my basic subscription is stopped and my Pro subscription is enabled. Now, if I go to Members Only, Courses, and click on a course, I have access, seeing as how my test user has a Pro membership now. And if I go to Recipes and click a recipe, I still have access to them. And the same with videos. I'll go to the Videos page, click on a video, and I have access as well. Now, I'll test the login process. I'll click Log Out and see that I've been logged out, and I'll click Log In, sign in with my test user, and see that I'm logged back in. Now, the very basic features of my site are set up, but I'll show you a few other things in MemberPress that'll be useful when running your membership site. First, I'll show you how you can customize the Unauthorized Access message. I'll click Log Out as my test user and try to view some protected content. And I'll see my Unauthorized Access message here. By default, this is the unauthorized message that MemberPress generates for you. So I'll minimize my incognito window and go back to my WordPress dashboard. Go to MemberPress Settings and the Pages tab. Here under Unauthorized Access is where you can customize it. The first option, Redirect Unauthorized Visitors to a specific URL, will let you take users to a page or site that you choose when they try to view the content they don't have access to. While we recommend using and customizing the built-in unauthorized message instead of using this option, it's here if you want to use it. The next option, Show Excerpt, will give you options to show a small portion of your restricted content above the unauthorized message. You could show a small snippet of a protected article, for example. And this third option lets you show or hide the login form that appears under the unauthorized message. And if you click this here, Default Unauthorized Message, you can edit what it says. It's often a good idea to add a link to your registration page so people can easily click it and buy a membership, just as an example. I'll modify my unauthorized message a bit, and I want to add a link to my registration page in this subscribe text. I'll click Update Options, then go over to Groups, click my group, and copy the page URL. Then I'll go back to my Settings, Pages, down to Default Unauthorized Message, highlight my subscribe text, and link it here. Then I'll click Update Options to save my new message. So now I'll go back into my incognito window, make sure I'm logged out, and now I'll go to Videos and click on a video. And you can see my new custom unauthorized message. I'll click Subscribe here, and you can see that it takes me to my registration page. You can also create a custom unauthorized message per rule, so members trying to view specific content protected by a rule will get a unique message. So I'll minimize my incognito window, go into my dashboard as my admin, and go to Rules and click on one of my rules. Here under Unauthorized Access and Unauthorized Message, I can choose to leave it as default, hide it altogether, or custom, which will let me enter a message here. This can be useful for indicating what exact memberships people need to buy to get access to the content protected by this rule. Like, you need a Pro account to access this content. Log in or subscribe here. And this subscribe text here could be a link to your Pro registration page. So I won't fill it out completely, but if I wanted to do that, I'd go to MemberPress, Memberships, click on my Pro membership, and copy this link here and link it to that subscribe text. Okay. Now, I'll go back to the MemberPress settings just to show you a few that might be useful to you. Now, MemberPress has a default setup that you don't really need to change if you don't want to. But these are just to further customize your site. So here in the settings, on the Pages tab, under Reserve Pages, you can set what pages you want to be your thank you, account, and login pages. MemberPress creates these for you by default, and we don't generally recommend changing these for most uses, but here's where you can if you want to. And you can edit them by clicking Edit. You might want to customize your thank you message, for example. In the Account tab, there are a bunch of different settings you can change. Some more notable ones include prorate subscription prices when a member upgrades. This will allow you to prorate your member's bill when they upgrade their subscription. See our knowledge base for more information about proration. Require terms of service on membership registration forms will make it so people signing up for your site must agree to your terms by checking the box to sign up for your site. When you check this, you'll see options to enter the URL for your terms of service page and change the text that appears next to the checkbox. You could change the wording to Sign Up Agreement, just as an example. This option here is similar, but for your site's privacy policy, which is set up in your WordPress settings. This option to enable coupon field on MemberPress registration forms will let users enter a coupon code when they register. I'll show you how to create coupons later. Here, under Login and Logout, you can choose what URL users are directed to after they log in. It's set to redirect back to the site homepage or main URL by default, but you can set this to a members-only dashboard, for example. Moving on, the Fields tab lets you create custom fields which you can add to your site's registration pages, and more. You can collect pretty much any type of info you want from your members, like a birthday, website, file, etc. The Emails tab will let you choose what emails to send your members and to send yourself after certain actions, like when a member signs up, cancels their subscription, and more. And finally, the Courses tab lets you customize the look of your courses. To edit with a side-by-side view, you can click this link here to open the WordPress Customizer, and then click MemberPress Classroom, and you can change the colors and logo of your course pages. Now, going back to MemberPress, I just want to show you a few more things. I'll click Reminders and Add New. Reminders are a great way to remind your members when certain events are about to happen or have already happened. In this dropdown under Trigger, you can see the options you can use. Just as an example, I can select before credit card expires and set it to 5 days. Here I can see that it'll send a reminder email to both my members and myself as the admin. If you click Edit here, you can modify the email that will be sent out. MemberPress has a default email that is sent with each trigger event, so you don't have to change this. These emails use parameters, which you can see here. So instead of this text, the actual email will display dynamic information that pertains to that parameter, like the member's credit card expiration month and year. You can insert your own by selecting one with this dropdown here and clicking Insert. Just as another example, another useful type of reminder is this one here, after signup abandoned. If you're using the default two-step or two-page signup process, where someone enters their information like username, email, and password on the first page, and their payment info on the second page, this will send an email to someone if they filled out that first page, but exited your site before entering their payment info. You might set this to send it out a day after they abandon the signup, just as an example, as they might return on their own before that. Visit our knowledge base for more information on setting up reminders. One other thing I'll show you is the Coupons page. If you go to MemberPress and Coupons, you can create discount codes that you can give out. I'll click Add New, and here a code is automatically generated. But you can change it if you want to reflect what the coupon is, like End of Year or Black Friday. Here, you can set the discount amount, when it starts and expires, what memberships it can apply to, and more. You can also type a description here of what the coupon's for your reference later. Once you have a coupon made, you could deliver it to your members through email, and they'd enter it on your registration page, just as one example. You could also give out a registration link with a coupon already applied too, so they don't have to manually enter it. See our knowledge base for much more information on creating and using coupons. And one last thing. When I'm ready for live payments on my site, I would just need to go to MemberPress, Settings, and the Payments tab, and uncheck Test Mode here under my Stripe Gateway. I'll then click Update Options. And there you go. You've now seen an overview of how to set up a membership site with MemberPress. There's much more you can do with MemberPress, and there's a variety of add-ons and third-party platforms you can integrate to get the word out, track analytics, and take your site to the next level. Visit our knowledge base for much more information. And be sure to visit our blog for all of our latest tips and tricks on running a membership site. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other videos that makes getting MemberPress up and running a breeze.